This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so last class we were trying to work out with the condition technique concept over here, and I was trying to basically explain a concept called as listing functionality. Now, when we talk about this listing process, this is now all about how company is going to be selling the products to the customer. So if you try to maintain a limitation, like certain customer can place an order only for a certain products, so it can be maintained with the help of this listing process over here. So we have picked up an example where the company is trying to basically sell around 10 different materials over here. And we have different customers who are trying to place an order for few of the products. So apart from this, if they are trying to place an order for any other material, it's going to be rejected. So whatever products maintained in the record, only those products we are going to be selling it. Apart from that, other products cannot be sold. So we have picked up a concept called as a condition technique, where we have created all the steps required for that, and we worked out with that. The complete process, we have followed it. Now, the next thing which we need to work out over here is going to be the exclusion process over here. We are going to be working with exclusion. We're done with our listing, now exclusion. And this exclusion is nothing but reverse of our listing process. Exclusion is nothing but reverse of our listing process over here. So this is nothing but what all products company does not want to sell it to the customer. What all products company doesn't want to sell it to the customer, we try to maintain it in the form of condition records over here. What all products company doesn't want to sell it. Okay, what all products company doesn't want to sell it to the customer, we try to maintain it in the form of condition records over here. Okay, that means now, for example, let's say company is trying to manufacture 100 different materials. So material 1 to material 100 is what I'm trying to take it up. The company is trying to manufacture 100 different materials, and out of this 100 materials, customer cannot place an order only for few products. Now, let's say we have a customer by the name Peter over here. Now, Peter out of this 100 cannot place an order for few only. Like he cannot place an order for material 3 and material 90 and material 78. Apart from these, if it's trying to place an order for any other material, it will be sold. So Peter cannot place an order only for these 3 products. Apart from that, if it's trying to place an order for any other material, it will be sold. It will be sold. In the same way, we have John as another customer. Out of this 100 materials, John cannot place an order for few of the materials over here. Out of these, apart from these, if it's trying to place an order for any other material, it will be sold. What all products you don't want to sell it to the customer, we are trying to maintain it with the help of a condition record over here. What all products we don't want to sell it to the customer, we are going to be maintaining it with the help of a condition record. Okay, so this is what we need to work it out. So how to work out with the exclusion functionality. So once again, to map this particular concept into SAP, we are going to be taking the help of condition technique itself, and all the steps remain the same. So where first step, you need to go for creating a table once again. And to create a table, I'm going to be taking the 2 fields, same fields, customer and material. So if you want to use the same table what we have created for listing, you can use that particular table, or you can go for creation of a new table as well. So let me try to create a table over here. So get into SPRO, IMG, and it's part of sales and distribution module. Now, if you get into the sales and distribution, we are working with basic functions over here. So under this basic functions, listing and exclusion, this is the one. So if you click on this listing and exclusion functionality, so here I'm going to be working with this particular step. Maintain condition tables for listing and exclusion. Maintain condition tables for listing and exclusion. And once you click on it, this how the screen is going to be looking. So right now we are under change mode. So I'm just trying to basically get into create mode to create a condition table over here. Okay, now click on enter. Click on enter. So this how the screen is going to be looking. So from field catalog, we are going to be selecting a field over here. Where first field we are trying to select is going to be customer. It's a field. And as I mentioned, for each and every field, we have a field name maintain. Make sure you're selecting the right field to maintain it. So Kunar is a field name for customer. So check out that one, double click on it, and it will be getting copied up over here. Now, once you're done with this, now what is the next step? Now we need to go for selection of the second field, which is going to be material. So from this field catalog itself, so try to select a second field, which is going to be material. And to check out the field name for this material, click on this field attributes. And the field name is going to be maintained as mat now. Field name is going to be maintained as mat now. So check out this one, double click on it, and it will be getting copied up over here. So from field catalog, we have selected two fields, one on the name of customer and second one on the name of material over here. Okay. Now, once you have selected it, click on generate. Click on generate. So we are trying to create a table over here. So already there is an entry maintained with the same fields. There is one table by name 001. So if you want to use that particular table, you can, or you can simply ignore this particular message and try to create a new table. And click on local objects and table will be created, and this is going to be our table number 505. So that's going to be the first step, 505, which is made up of field, customer, and material. That's going to be the first step, creation of condition table. Now, once you're done with the table creation, next comes access sequence over here. We need to go for creation of an access sequence. Now, when we talk about this access sequence, always the code for access sequence is going to be of 4 letters, maximum, which is going to be alphanumerical combination. So I'm just trying to maintain it as an I'm just maintaining it as SEXC, which stands for Samsung exclusion. I'm trying to maintain it as a Samsung exclusion process over here. And to this, make sure you try to assign condition table created in the first step. 505, which is made up of field, customer, and the material. Which is made up of field, customer, and material over here. We are creating an access sequence. At the same time, to that access sequence, we are trying to assign the table. Okay, we are trying to assign the table over here. Now, how to do this? So if you just come back, so this is going to be the second step. Maintain access sequence for listing and exclusion functionality. Maintain access sequence for listing and exclusion. Double click on it. The table is a cross-line find. Simply click on this continue option over here. And this is going to be the standard access sequence used for exclusion. B001. It's a standard access sequence used. Now here we are not going to be working with this. We are going to be creating our own access sequence. So to create, try to take the help of new interest icon over here. Take the help of new interest icon. So maintain the code. So whatever code you want to maintain, please maintain it over here. So here I'm just trying to maintain exe, which stands for exclusion process, and click on enter. Now for this particular access sequence, we need to assign a condition table. So click on access sequence, click on accesses under dialog structure, and try to assign a table. So to assign a table, try to take the help of new entries over here. So take the help of new entries. So maintain the number and the sequence number as well. And the sequence number. So table number and the sequence number. So table number, what we have created, 505. I'm trying to do that assignment over here. So assign it, click on enter. The development class of condition table 505 is local. That's fine. Site to click on continue option over here. This is fine. So there's our table, what we are trying to create it, and make sure you try to save this one. Now field assignment has been not made. That's what we need to do it as well. So first let me try to save this one. And whenever you try to save an access sequence, the values will be saved under workbench request. Okay. So this is the request what we have created for listing process. Now I'm trying to work with the exclusion. So try to create a new request over here. Exclusion is what I'm trying to maintain it. Now make sure you assign the fields maintained in the table to the access sequence as well. Now select this table and do the field mapping. So click on fields. Field assignment has not been made. That's what we are trying to do. We are trying to assign the fields. So these are the two fields which are maintained in the table, which I'm trying to assign it to our access sequence and try to save it. Okay. So no need to do anything. You just need to check whether the fields has been displayed up over here or not. You need to check whether fields has been displayed up over here or not. So check out this one. Okay. Now this is our second step where we have created an access sequence. Now once you're done with this, we need to work out with the condition type creation. Now when we create a condition type, the code for condition type once again is going to be of 4 letters. So I'm trying to maintain Samsung exclusion. So I'm trying to use the same code. For access sequence and condition type, I'm trying to use the same code. And to this, I'm going to be assigning an access sequence. So we are creating a condition type, and to that particular condition type, we are trying to assign an access sequence as well over here. We are trying to assign an access sequence. So that's going to be the next step. Now, how to create this one? So if you just come back, now work with this particular step over here. Work with this particular step, maintain listing exclusion type. Maintain listing exclusion type over here. So if you click on this one, this how the screen is going to be looking. Where first field is the condition type and second field is the access sequence. First field is the condition type and second field is the access sequence. Now, how to maintain it? So try to take the help of new entries over here. Maintain the code for the condition type. The condition type we are trying to create it is going to be SEXC, which stands for exclusion process. And for this condition type, try to assign an access sequence. Try to assign an access sequence. So we are creating a condition type, and to that condition type, we are trying to assign an access sequence over here. And try to save it. Try to save it over here. Okay, done. Now once you're done with this, now what is the next step? Now we need to basically work with our procedure. We need to create a condition procedure over here. And always the code for procedure is going to be of 6 letters. So I'm just trying to maintain it as an exclusion process. And to this particular exclusion, try to assign condition types. Try to assign condition types. So we are creating a procedure, and to that particular procedure, we are trying to assign a condition type over here. Okay. Now, how to do this one? So here, come back. So if you just come back. So that's going to be the one procedure for maintaining listing and exclusion over here. So when you double click on it, procedure for maintaining listing and exclusion. So this how the screen is going to be looking, and this is going to be the standard procedure used for exclusion. Be followed by 401 over here. Okay. Now we are not going to be working with this procedure. We are going to be creating a new procedure. Now to create a new procedure, try to take the help of new entries over here. So maintain the procedure code, whatever code you want to create it, just try to maintain that particular code over here. SEXCLU, which stands for exclusion process. That's what I'm trying to maintain it, and click on enter. And to this particular procedure, try to assign the condition types. To this particular procedure, try to assign the condition types. So select this particular procedure, click on control data, and try to assign the condition types over here. So take the help of new interest and do this. So where I'm trying to maintain step as 10, counter as 0, and I'm trying to assign a condition type. So whatever condition type we have created, we are going to be assigning it over here. We are trying to assign it over here. Okay, so assign it and try to save it. So we have created a procedure, and to that particular procedure, we have assigned a condition type as well. We have assigned a condition type as well over here. Now, once you're done with this, come back. And now we need to activate this particular procedure. Then only we can use this particular procedure against our sales document type. So assign condition procedure to what? To sales document type. So again, with sales document type, you want this functionality need to be used. So we have created a sales document type by the name YAOR. To this, I'm going to be assigning our procedure over here. To YAOR, I'm going to be assigning this particular procedure. Now do this one. Now do this one over here. So if you just come back, that's going to, sorry. So that's going to be the step. Activate listing and exclusion. Activate listing and exclusion by sales document type over here. Activate listing and exclusion by sales document type. So click on it. Okay, we have a lock entry. So first let me remove that lock entry. Okay, let me maintain it. Now, click on position, select our document type, which is going to be YAOR over here. And again, this particular document type, we have already assigned our listing procedure. Now we are trying to assign our exclusion procedure over here. Okay. So I'm just trying to assign it. So whatever exclusion procedure we have created, I'm trying to maintain it. So assign this one and try to save it. Try to save it. Done. So with this, whatever configuration an SD consultant need to do, all that things has been performed up over here. Now, once you're done with this, now comes the next step. Now comes the next step where we need to go for maintenance of condition records over here. We need to go for maintenance of condition records. And this records maintenance is going to be taken care by whom? By our end users. The condition record maintenance. So like VB01 is going to be the transaction code for create mode, VB02 for change, and VB03 for display. VB02 for change and VB03 for display. I'm trying to maintain that records over here. Condition record maintenance. So if you just come back, get into easy access, logistics, sales and distribution, master data, and here products. And under this products, listing and exclusion. So expand this folder. VB01 is the transaction code. Double click on it. And here we try to maintain it. Now for which condition type? So select the condition type. And click on key combination. So by doing this, what happens? Tables will be displayed up. So here I'm using this particular table for maintenance of the record over here. So click on continue. And that's going to be the screen. And try to maintain all the values required. So here I'm maintaining the customer number. So there's a customer. I'm having only one customer. That's fine. And this record is going to be valid till end of this particular year. What materials you don't want to sell it, maintain that material information. So let's say I'm trying to maintain few of the products. Out of all these materials, I don't want to sell this particular product. I don't want to sell this particular product. And try to save this one. Apart from that, all other products are going to be sold. Now see, so if you try to go for creating an order, YAOR, now see, so if customer is trying to place an order for that particular product, it will be not sold. If it's trying to place an order for this particular product, where is that material? I'm just trying to maintain one more material. See, QLED is what I'm trying to maintain it. VL01. Now see, so if customer is trying to place an order for that QLED TV, this is the message we are going to be getting it. So material has been excluded, so we cannot sell it. So what all products you maintain in the record, those products cannot be sold. Apart from that, if customer is trying to place an order for any other material, it can be sold over here. It can be sold. Now see. So in case if a customer is trying to place an order for this particular product, we can sell that particular material. So condition exclusion is nothing but what all products you need to exclude from selling, we are going to be maintaining it. Apart from that, rest of the products can be sold. So for customer at the time, you can activate any one of the process. You can activate listing or exclusion for one customer. It's not that you need to activate both the process. You can activate only one process at a time. You can maintain one process at a time. No need to activate multiple process and work it out. It doesn't going to be helping you out. Because if you activate listing, exclusion is going to be inactive. If you activate exclusion, listing is going to be inactive. That's how it's going to be working. Okay, so this is going to be the concept of listing and exclusion. That's what we need to know. Now, next concept which we need to work out over here is going to be cross-selling. So we're done with this particular concept, listing and exclusion. Now we are trying to work out with cross-selling. Now what you mean by this cross-selling and how it works out. Now this is nothing but selling of additional products to our customer along with the main material. So when we talk about this cross-selling functionality, selling of additional products. Selling of additional products along with main material over here. Selling of additional products along with main material is what we try to call it as cross-selling functionality. Okay. Now what you mean by additional products which you want to sell it? What are the additional products? Now for example, if you're interested in purchasing a mobile, along with this mobile, companies will be offering you some other products as well. Like they try to sell screen guards or case cover, or they try to offer us some headphones. Okay, these are all going to be what we are going to be calling it as additional products over here. These are all we are going to be calling it as additional products. So if you are interested in purchasing any of these particular products, you can, but they are not mandatory. The company is going to be putting a pressure, or whenever this particular product is sold, they try to ask us whether we are interested in purchasing these particular products or not. If you are interested, then these materials will be sold, otherwise no. So please remember, none of the material is going to be offered as free to the customer. None of the material is going to be offered free to the customer. Everything is going to be priced. Everything is going to be priced over here. Okay. So these are nothing but additional products. Like what all additional product you want to sell it to the customer, we are going to be maintaining it in the form of a record. So whenever customer place an order for this particular material, all these particular materials need to be displayed in the dialog box. Additional products need to be displayed in the form of dialog box over here. Okay. So if you are interested in purchasing any of the products, you can. Otherwise, we can ignore it. We can ignore it. Now, how this particular concept is going to be working, so how it need to be mapped up, so that's what we need to discuss it over here. Okay, cross-selling. And once again, to map this particular functionality, we are going to be taking the help of condition technique itself. We are going to be taking the help of condition technique. So all steps are going to be getting involved once again to work out. All steps are going to be getting involved up over here. Now see, so I'm just trying to start doing the configuration for this. So if we get into SPRO IMG, it's a part of sales and distribution module. And under the sales and distribution, get into basic functions. Under this basic functions, now cross-selling. That's the one. Cross-selling. So if you expand this cross-selling, these are going to be the steps involved in it. But first step, we need to work out with the determination procedure. We need to work out with the procedure. And once you click on this activity, define determination procedure for cross-selling, this how the screen is going to be looking. So in this particular screen, to create, first try to go for working out with the table creation. Create condition tables over here. Okay, create condition tables. So when you double click on it, create condition tables. So this how the screen is going to be looking. And OV46 is the transaction code for this. Creation of condition tables. Okay. Now here I'm trying to create a table using a field called as material. I'm not going to be maintaining it with reference to customer. I'm just trying to create it using a field called as material over here. Okay, there's the only field which I'm trying to pick it up. Only field, because like these are all going to be addressed as an additional products which I want to sell it. So I'm going to be maintaining it over here. I'm going to be maintaining it over here. Now see, so here how to create a table. So simply click on enter. Simply click on enter over here. This how the screen is going to be looking. So try to select the field from the field catalog. So I'm trying to select a field called as material. So double click on it. It will be getting copied up into our selected screen. And click on generate. So we have a standard table. So if you want to use that particular table, you can, or ignore it and try to create a new table over here. So click on local objects and table number is going to be 503. So this is going to be our first step, what we are trying to work it out. 503, which is made up of field called as material. Which is made up of field called as material. So that's the first step, creation of condition table. Now, once you created a condition table, second step, we need to work out with the access sequence. We need to work out with the access sequence over here. And here, the code for access sequence, once again, is going to be of 4 letters. So I'm just trying to maintain it as SCRO, which stands for Samsung cross-selling. And to this, try to assign condition tables. Try to assign condition table 503, which is made up of field called as material. which is made up of field called as material over here. Okay, so I'm creating an access sequence, and to that particular access sequence assign a condition table. Now do this one. Now here I'm trying to do this particular step. So if you just come back, maintain access sequences. So that's going to be the step. Maintain access sequences. So if you click on it, table is a cross-client fine. Simply click on continue, and this up the screen is going to be looking. This up the screen is going to be looking over here. So C001 is the standard access sequence user. C001 is the standard access sequence user. Okay, now I'm going to be creating our own access sequence. So try to take the help of new entries and go for defining of it. So maintain the code and the description for that. And to this particular access sequence, assign the table. So to assign the table, so select this access sequence and click on accesses under dialog structure. And there's a place where you're going to be assigning the tables. So to assign the table, take the help of new entries. So maintain the sequence number, table number, and make sure you try to do the field mapping as well. So what all fields maintained in the table need to be assigned to our access sequence. So select that particular table and do the field mapping. So field assignment has not been made. That's what we are trying to do. Click on enter. So this is a field which has been maintained in our access sequence, which I'm trying to assign it. And make sure you try to save it over here. And once again, we need to create a new workbench request for cross-selling functionality. Done. So access sequence created, table assigned to it. Now what? Now once you assign a table, now we need to go for creation of a condition type. We need to go for creating a condition type. So I'm going to be maintaining this particular naming convention, SCRO, which stands for cross-selling. And to this particular condition type, I'm going to be assigning access sequence, SCRO. I'm creating a condition type, and to that particular condition type, I'm trying to assign an access sequence. Now see how it need to be performed up. Now if you just come back, so that's going to be the next step. Define condition types over here. Define condition types. So if you click on it, define condition types. This how the screen is going to be looking. This how the screen is going to be looking. Okay. So there's a standard condition type to which standard access sequence has been assigned over here. So to create a condition type, try to take the help of new entries. So maintain the code for this condition type. So which I'm trying to maintain it as CRO, which stands for cross-selling. And to this, try to assign an access sequence. Try to assign an access sequence. Okay, and try to save this one. And try to create a new customization request as well for cross-selling. So OV42 is the transaction code for this. For this OV43. Now once you've created a condition type, now next step we need to work out with the condition procedure. That's going to be the next step. And always the code for condition procedure is going to be of maximum of 6 letters. So I'm just trying to maintain it as S cross which stands for cross-selling. And to this particular procedure, try to assign condition type. Try to assign condition type over here. So whatever condition type we have created, we need to assign it. Now do that. So if you just come back. So this is the maintain procedure. Maintain procedure. So if you double click on it, this is how the screen is going to be looking. Okay, that's how the screen is going to be looking. Now try to take the help of new interest and go for creation of it. So here, S cross is what I'm trying to maintain, and there's a description for that. Cross-selling. Now select this particular procedure and click on Control under dialog structure over here. Click on Control under dialog structure. Then only we can go for assigning of our condition type. And here, try to take the help of new interest and do the assignment. Always make sure you try to maintain step as 10, counter as 0, and try to assign a condition type. Try to assign a condition type and click on enter. So one entry has been chosen. So this is our entry what we are trying to maintain it. And make sure you try to save this particular entry. Okay. So procedure has been created. So OV43 is this. This is going to be OV41. It's going to be OV41. So these are the first configuration steps: creation of table, access sequence, condition type, procedure. Now once you're done with this, come back. Now all steps are done in this particular screen. Now come back, and we need to work out with the second set of configuration. These are all going to be your dependent interests which need to be maintained so that cross-selling functionality is going to be activated. Maintain customer document procedure for cross-selling. So from here, let me try to take it up, continue this one in tomorrow's class. So tomorrow we try to finish off this cross-selling functionality, and we also try to start working out with the pricing concept as well. Okay. So in condition technique, we're done with one cycle complete, which is going to be listing and exclusion, and we worked out with our cross-selling, a part of it. So in coming classes, we are going to be completing this one. So let me stop it over here for now. We try to continue this one in next class. Okay. Thank you guys.